Hi, I'm Victor, and welcome to AI Vision Lab. On this channel, I teach you how to build with AI and Bubble.io. If this sounds interesting, then you can consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Now let's get started. Have you ever wanted to build a professional login and sign up page on your website without having to write a single line of code? If yes, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it in Bubble.io, step by step, even if you're a complete beginner. Learning Bubble.io may feel overwhelming, especially when you're trying to build user authentication for the first time. In this tutorial, I will make it simple by showing you exactly how to build a clean login and sign up page step by step. So let's just dive into the tutorial. So for you guys that are new to Bubble, this is how a Bubble editor interface look like. So let's start our design. We'll start by dragging our group into the page, then giving it a max width of 600, then changing this one to 0 and giving it a mean height of 700. Then we move the group to the middle, then we'll move it to the middle. So the next thing we'll be doing is adding our padding. Padding is the space in between inside the container, the space between the border and the contents inside the group container. So we'll be adding a padding of 40 on each side. So what we'll be doing next is adding our text for the heading that we'll be using for the sign up. After that, then we'll be giving it a size of 32 pixels, then also making it a little bit bolder and also making it a little bit bolder. Then we move it to the middle. So we'll be adding another text, but instead of just dragging our text to the page again, we can just copy and paste and use it for whatever you want to use it for. So I'll be using it for register your. So we are going to reduce the font size. Let's give it a font size of 18, then change it back to regular, and then just leave it. So what we'll be doing next is that we'll be grouping those two texts into a column group. We'll be grouping them into a column container. So if you want to do that, you are just going to click on the first text, hold down your shift button, then click on the second text, right click, and you are going to see group elements in. Then you are going to choose whatever one you want. So we'll be making use of the column container. We're going to change this one to 0. Change this one to 0. Then we are going to fix the height to. We are going to fix the width to content. So what we'll be doing next is we'll be adding our name text, and our input, where we will be like adding our, like whenever you want to input your name, that's where you are going to write down your name. So that's what we'll be adding next. So this one will go for our name, and the input will be next. So the input, we can just uncheck this fix to element, then we change this one to 0, and we can just change this one to 60, and we can also give it a roundness of 10 just to beautify it, to make it look more presentable. After that, then we can just change the placeholder to John Doe, because some people might not know what it means. So it means that your first name is going to come first, then your last name. So we're just going to put it to John Doe. And after that, and this is our content format. This content format, it means what you are going to be using your input for. So if you are using it for name, you can just leave it on the text. But if you are using it for email, you can change it to email. Then if it's password, you can also change it to password. But since we are using it for name, so you can just change it back to text. Then what we will be doing next is that we will also be grouping this name and the input into a column container. We click on the first text, hold our shift and click on the second text, right click and group it into a column container. Then we're going to change this one to 0, change this one to 0, and we're also going to apply a gap spacing of 10. And we're also going to give 16 pixels. Let's just leave it at 16 pixels. So the next one is our email. Instead of dragging our text and input again, we can just make use of this one. We can just copy this one and just change whatever we need. So we copy it, then we paste it. So the name, we can just change it to email. And this one, we can just change the placeholder to John. I just change the placeholder to John at email.com. Then change the content format to email, just like I said earlier. So, and we are done with that. And the next one is going to be our password input. Just do the same thing. Change this one to password. Then we can just change this one to **********. Then we change the content format to password, and it's done. So one other thing we'll be adding to our sign up page is our button. So after inputting all your info, so if you just want to register or submit everything you inputted, so we'll be clicking on the button. So the button will go for sign up. Then we're also going to change this to 0 and remove the fixed width so that it can spread across, and also change this one to 60 because all the sides have to be universal, and also give it a roundness of 10, because in whatever you're doing, you just have to make all your settings be universal so that one will be bigger than the other. So after that, we'll also be adding our already login. So this, we can just do this by changing the color. There's also a secret trick we Bubble developer use. You won't be able to change the color in this place, because if you have to change the color, you have to change the color of the old text. But what I want to do is just change the color of this login. So you are just going to click on this rich editor, then highlight this login, highlight the login. After highlighting it, you can just change the color here. You can just change the color, then it is done. You can see we already changed the color. So we're going to move it to the middle. And I think that's all. So what's next is that you see that all the elements are jam-packed. So we just have to give them a gap spacing of like 30 so that it's going to look more presentable like this. What we'll be doing next is designing our login page, and it's quite easier. Instead of like just building another one, like I said earlier, you can just copy it and then paste it. You can see. So instead of just wasting your time and building another login page, you can just copy and paste it and then change whatever you want to change. You can just change this one to login. And this one. And the one we are not using, we can just delete the email, then change this one to login, and also change this one to don't. So we are also going to change the color. Then we are done. So that will be all for today's class. So in the next class, I'll be showing you guys how to set up the database and also add some workflows to your sign up and login page so that it can be ready for use. So thank you guys for watching. Bye. This is part of my io beginner series. If you found this tutorial helpful, you can just consider clicking on the subscribe button and also clicking on the bell button so that you can get notified for all the video I post. And if you also want to check out the next lesson, you can just check it out on the playlist for io beginner series. So thank you for watching. Bye.